Imagine being offered a deal so big, so exclusive, that it could change your entire life. A private airport, fully operational, generating millions, and all of it available for purchase. Now imagine this, the airport doesn't even exist. This is the story of one of the most shocking frauds ever pulled off, a scam so bold that it fooled experienced businessmen and made one man millions by selling something that was never real. It all began with a man who understood one thing better than anything else: human psychology. He wasn't just a scammer. He was a master of persuasion. He knew how people think, how they trust, how they dream, and most importantly, how greed can blind even the smartest minds. The man presented himself as a high-level businessman, well-dressed, confident, connected. He didn't look like a fraud. He looked like opportunity. His story was simple, but powerful. He claimed he had access to a private airport deal, a facility that was being quietly sold off. Not publicly listed, not widely known. A rare chance for the right buyer. And that's where the trap began. Because the moment something is labeled as exclusive, people stop questioning and start chasing. He approached wealthy investors, businessmen with experience, people who had built companies, closed deals, and made serious money. These weren't amateurs, and yet they listened. He showed them documents, contracts, ownership papers, financial reports. Everything looked real, because it was designed to look real. He even arranged site visits, or at least something that felt like one. Through controlled environments, staged presentations, and carefully crafted illusions, he created the impression of a fully functioning airport operation. And here's the genius part. He didn't rush the deal. He took his time, built trust slowly, answered questions calmly, removed doubt piece by piece. Because real scams don't feel like scams. They feel like opportunities. The investors became more interested, more convinced, more confident. And eventually, they made a decision. They agreed to buy. The deal closed at an unbelievable amount, $242 million. Money transferred, contracts signed, everything finalized. For a moment, it seemed like a successful business deal. A huge acquisition. A smart investment. But then, things started to feel off. When the buyers tried to take control, there were delays, excuses, complications. Access to certain areas became restricted. Communication slowed down. Information stopped making sense. And then came the realization, the airport was not theirs. In fact, it was never his to sell. The entire operation was a lie. The documents? Fabricated. The ownership? Fake. The deal? Completely fraudulent. There was no airport transfer, no legal control, no real transaction. Just a carefully constructed illusion that turned into one of the biggest scams of its kind. By the time the truth became clear, the man behind it had already disappeared. Money gone. Identity unclear. Trail cold. And the victims left with nothing. So how does something like this even happen? How do intelligent, experienced investors fall for something so massive? The answer is uncomfortable, because it's not about intelligence. It's about emotion. The scam worked because it targeted three powerful human weaknesses: trust, urgency, and greed. Trust was built through confidence and appearance. He looked the part, spoke the language, acted like someone who belonged in that world. Urgency was created by making the deal feel limited, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, something that could disappear at any moment. And greed, the belief that this deal was too good to miss, that it would bring massive returns, that saying yes would lead to something bigger. When these three combine, even the smartest people can make the wrong decision. But there's another layer to this story. This wasn't just a scam about money. It was a lesson about perception. Because in today's world, reality can be manufactured. Documents can be faked. Environments can be staged. Identities can be created. And if something looks real enough, feels real enough, and is presented the right way, people will believe it. That's what makes scams like this so dangerous. Not the size of the money, but how easily reality can be manipulated. And here's the most unsettling part. This kind of deception is only becoming more advanced. With modern technology, fake identities are easier to create. Fake documents are harder to detect. Fake systems can look completely real. Which means the next scam might not just be bigger, it might be impossible to detect. This story isn't just about one man or one fake airport. It's about a world where illusion can be more convincing than truth, and where the line between real and fake is getting thinner every day. So the next time something feels like the perfect opportunity, ask yourself one question. Is it real or just another illusion, waiting to be believed? For more real stories like this, keep watching Unknown AI World. And don't forget to subscribe, because not everything is what it seems.